Hi, I'm Axeman. So I've been thinking about what bikes would I have in my garage if I had a garage big enough and a budget big enough, let's say £250,000. What bikes would I go for? Well, here's my list anyway. So starting with, I guess, Ducati. I do like a Ducati. I've currently got a 916 1997 model, just standard, with the Termi exhaust. You've got to have the Termi exhaust. But I think the first Ducati I'll probably go for, I suppose I've got to go for the brand new 2025 V4S. And of course I'd have to put a titanium exhaust system on it. I think that would probably set me back, I'm guessing, about 35 grand, all said and done. But what a beautiful bike. 216 horsepower. I think it's about 185 kilos wet. And I guess it'd be even more power and even lighter once I've done a few bits to it and put the exhaust system on. So I know I've got a 916, but still I think the 916 Carl Fogarty replica, an amazing bike, just a beautiful bike. It looks like it's just come off the track, just an incredible bike. So I think that's about 123 horsepower, weighs in about just over 200 kilos. It's got all the bells and whistles, looks amazing. It's got the nostalgia of it. Not many of them about now, quite rare. And again, I think that's going to set me back a good £35,000. Motorcycle Live a few weeks ago. And it's some amazing bikes there, I have to say. 2025 is just going to be an incredible year for motorbikes, as it was in 2024. But I have to admit, one of my favourite bikes there was the Ducati Desert X Rally. Beautiful looking bike. Apparently it goes well. It's just the sort of bike that you would want for basically going on the road, but a bit of off-road if you wanted to as well. It's just an incredible bike. And that's, I mean, that would probably set me back. I think by the time I've done all the bits and bobs to it, exhaust system, lithium battery, that sort of thing, because you want to get the weight down as much as possible on a bike like that. Probably about £20,000, I would have thought. It's good for about 110 horsepower, weighs in about 224 kilos. Again, as I say, I'll try and get that down. But it's just a beautiful bike and it just feels so premium. Going to sort of a bit more old school again, I think the Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. Always loved that bike. Never had a chance to ride one, but they look great. 72 horsepower. It's got all the power that you need, really comfortable, weighs in about 200 kilos. So, it's not going to set the world alight on performance, but it's just such an amazing bike. Staying with Ducati, I think I'd have to get the 698 RVE edition. I think I'd have to have the upgrade to the Termi exhaust, because I think that pushes it up to about 84 horsepower. I think it weighs in at something like 160 kilos, fully wet. So again, with the new exhaust system, lithium battery and a few other bits, you're probably getting it down much more towards the 150 kilo. So what a bike. I think if you want the most fun you can have on a bike, just pure fun factor, then I think that's going to be hard to beat. But anyway, so that would be in my garage as well. Going to Honda now, got a few Hondas. So again, going old school, the Honda XL 600R. So a great sort of trail bike. Again, beautiful looking bike, rides well. It's, again, the nostalgia would be wonderful on a bike like that. So I just think that'd be great fun. Probably get the 1985 model. Don't know why, but I think that's what I'd probably go for. Comes in about 45 horsepower, weighs about 150 kilos, so it's nice and light. So I think that could be just a fun bike to ride. So I think that would be that'd be good. The MTX 200R, again another Honda. Again 1985 model, I think this time. The MTX was just a fantastic bike, really light. That comes in about 125 kilos, so really light, about 27 horsepower, but the power to weight ratio is pretty good for a 1985 bike. Again, just looks great and just a fabulous bike of the 80s. Always wished I had one. I had the MTX 125. And that was race tuned by good old Stan Stevens. I think they were down in Sevenoaks at the time, either that or Brands Hatch, but I think they were at both destinations at one point. But again, the MTX 200, fantastic bike, and again, I'd love to have that in my collection. So I think price-wise, the Desert Scrambler, by the way, would be about £10,000. I think the 698 RVE, I think that's about 14,000, and the two Hondas, I think 9,000 for the XL600R, and 8,000 for the MTX 200R. Another Honda, last but not least, the NS 400R. Amazing bike, always wanted one, but just as I was about to buy one, I think my parents bought me a car, and that was it. So I had a car for some years before I got back into biking. But good for about 125 miles per hour. I think it was something like 50 something horsepower, I mean 59 horsepower. And I think the colour scheme I'd go for is probably the red, white and blue. They had a Rothmans colour scheme as well, which was also lovely, beautiful looking bike, but I'd probably go for the red, white and blue, but I'd be happy with both, to be fair. Yamaha now, a couple of Yamahas. So of course the RD 500, so again it'd probably be a mid-1980s, 1985 model, something like that, but the RD 500, amazing bike, iconic motorcycle, selling for big money now, probably about £18,000 or 15 to 20,000 pounds, so not cheap. But that was good for about 88 horsepower, weighed in about 200 kilos. And yeah, I'll probably get the 84, 85 model, I would have thought. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful bike. And of course, when I was at Motorcycle Live, I sat on Tenere 700 Rally, the brand new, beautiful bike in blue, just looks amazing, feels amazing. And I know I've talked about the Ducati Desert X, which would be that sort of style of bike, but I think I'd have to get the T7. But the Rally Edition is just beautiful, just a gorgeous bike. And that new TFT screen, really, really nice. So I think I'd have to get one of those as well. So the, as I say, the RD would probably cost me about 18,000. The T7 Rally, probably about, let's say 15,000. Bear in mind, I'm going to put a few bits and pieces on it, new exhaust system, and basically make it the bike that it should always have been. The Toronto 1100 Factory, any colour I'll be happy with, but such a fantastic bike. Again, that's good for, wasn't it, about 175 horsepower, 205 kilos. Again, I'll be putting a titanium exhaust on it, lithium battery, taking off the pillion foot pegs, and a few other bits and pieces. So I'll be getting it, I would have thought, a little bit below the 200 kilos. And I guess with exhaust and other bits and pieces, remap, probably get it up to around 180 horsepower, I guess, at the crank. But yeah, an amazing bike. I think that would probably, by the time I've done all the bits and pieces to it, I wouldn't mind betting that would cost me a good £20,000. Going old school again, the Kawasaki this time, the old Z1000, beautiful bike, 1979. The 1978 model was about, I think, 85 horsepower, and then the following year they pushed it up to 93 horsepower. Again, fantastic bike, not light. I think it weighs in at nearly 250 kilos, so it's not a light bike. Not great round corners, but it was just a straight line machine. It was just an incredible machine, you know. So I think I'd have to have one of those in my garage as well. That would probably cost me, I think, about, what did I say, about sort of £12,000. Then we're going for the Triumph. Again, you've got to have a Triumph in your garage. So out of all the Triumphs, I mean, I could have a few of them, but I thought I'd go for the Rocket 3, the brand new Rocket 3, 2.5 litre, about 180 horsepower. Yes, it weighs in about 320 kilos, but a really low seat height. But what an amazing bike. So it'd be, again, completely unique from anything else that I would have. So I think I'd have to have a bike of that nature. It's 2.5 litres. I mean, it's just incredible. So, and then again, I'd have to have a KTM. I mean, I love KTMs. I'm always gushing about how fantastic KTMs are. Yes, I know they've got some major issues at the moment, but they still make incredible bikes. So thought long and hard about this, but probably go for 2 KTMs. So the first one will be the 990 Duke R, so the brand new 2025 990 Duke R. I've currently got the 890 Duke. It's about 185 kilos. Power, I think apparently they reckon is about 130 again at the crank. So just an incredible bike. And of course, I think the R model comes with the brand new 9-inch screen, which sounds interesting or looks interesting. So yeah, I think that would be a great bike to have just for fun around the fields that all my family can use. Is the KTM 85 SX, which is it's got the 1916 wheel setup. Great little machine, easy to ride, not too powerful. I think it's under 20 horsepower, weighs in at less than 70 kilos. So just a great little machine to go around the fields and have a bit of fun on. So I think I'd have to get one of those just to go around the fields and for the whole family to enjoy, if you like. But anyway, so that would be my list. So again, just looking at the prices, I think the Kawasaki Z1000 be about, yeah, I'd say 10 to 15,000. The Triumph Rocket 3, I'm going to suggest about 25,000 that will cost me. The KTM, about £6,000, I think that is. So the cheapest bike of the lot. And the 990 Duke R, about 13,000 to it. So the whole lot works out, I think, depending on how much I do to the different bikes to improve them, probably about 240 to 250,000 pounds. But what a gouge that would be. But anyway, that's my choice of bikes. You may agree, you may disagree. I could have probably gone for sort of a 40 to 50 bike gouge and spent probably more like £1 million. But anyway, yeah, I've suggested a budget of 250,000. So I think there's 15 bikes there. That's what I'd probably go for if I was to choose. Anyway, thanks for listening. Over and out.